Well, it's that time in my work at Drew when I'm reading the dissertations of my students. And I got one and I just had to send it back. You know, it's my greatest hope that I'll get that first draft and I'll be able to say, yeah, it's done, great. Let's go for the exit interview and you're out of here. But no, this person made a very common assumption. She had written in there that Paul had persecuted the Christians. That's wrong. So you probably thought Paul persecuted Christians, right? Well, there's a problem with that. When Paul was persecuting those who had gathered around Jesus, Christians weren't going to come into existence for another good 10 years, probably, because Paul founded Christianity. He was persecuting a bunch of people called the Ebion. They were the followers of Jesus and his brothers. So, had to send it back. But what do you do when a writer of a gospel really goofs up? Can't send it back to Luke, can I? See what's up there? Purification. And another word for this Sunday is Candlemas. And another word for this Sunday is the presentation of our Lord. And, you know, it's not St. Luke's fault. Luke was a really good scholar. He had the Levitical law there and Exodus. He knew what the law said, but Luke wasn't a Jew. And not being a Jew, he did not understand how the law was practiced. But Nick Markoff, being the scholar that he is, joined us Bible scholars for a day on Thursday at lectionary lunch and pointed out all of the errors that St. Luke had made through Amy Jill Levine, who's a Jewish New Testament scholar. There you go. And Amy Jill Levine says, well, the thing about presenting males at the temple, that part of the law never took off. But the purification of women, oh yeah. Yeah, women had to come and be purified or had to go to the synagogue and be purified so they could move back into society and not be segregated anymore. 40 days for a male, you got to wait around another 20 if you have a female. Now, what do we do with today? See, I've blown it. I could have done the old wool over your eyes and said, oh, the presentation of Jesus and Simeon, and there's Anna, and isn't that great? Well, we've got to get over our modern perception of religion and move to a postmodern one. And we've been working on that. We've not been working really good on that. That's why the numbers are collapsing in Christianity, because we've not made that transition. It all has to do with truth. Luke got it wrong. The heck with that. That's our modern perception. If Luke got it wrong, then that's not right. And if that's not right, then that's not true. And therefore, what am I doing here? Hence all the empty chairs. Luke did get it right. He just didn't get it right from a historical perspective. And here's the difference between modernity and postmodernity. Modernity claims to know the truth. What's the truth? Yeah, you don't know. What's truth? What's truth? Truth, truth, truth. Anybody? Anybody know what the absolute truth is? That went away with World War II. That's what that war was really fought over. It was a philosophical war. Evidently, fascism often thinks it has the truth. And now we're into an age where truth is not based on certainty, but more on metaphor. You see where I'm going? This is a metaphor. The presentation of Jesus in the temple. And here's the other thing about postmodern truth. I see the truth in this gospel. My truth might not be like yours. And your truth is probably different from both of ours, and your truth is, you see? But when we share our understanding of truth, the metaphorical truth in this gospel, we all grow from it. And we might have insights. So the transition that Christianity is really struggling with is moving from a doctrinal, I know what the truth is base, to a spiritual, how shall we be formed into the human being God called and created us to be base. You want to know my truth that I see in you? I'm setting you up for it. I hope, yeah, you're nodding yes. Or, you could say, no, let's just get on with it. Okay, here's the truth I see. And the collect that we had this morning is kind of based on that modern thing. That we may be pure so Jesus can present us in the temple. Remember that? The collect. Turn it around. I think what I see in this gospel is in every moment there is the opportunity for Christ to be presented in the most precious temple of all. And that's that holy place in me where God touches me. And God touches you too. Now, will the door of that temple be open? Or is it locked? And the thing that I've discovered is whenever it's locked, Christ is on the outside. And he's not holding keys or anything. She's not holding keys or anything. The door is barred from the inside. See? The presentation in the temple is something that is offered to me and to you with every moment and every breath. Do I open that door? Do I risk really taking on what it means living into that person that God called into creation? Living into that person that God called and created me and created you to be.